All about the view, Microsoft Outlook 2010. This video tutorial will teach you how to change all the view settings in Outlook. Now you see it? No, you don't. When I click on the inbox folder, these subject lines are really small for me. Time is very important. I need to be able to quickly scan my emails to determine what I need to work on. When I first opened up Outlook, I was a little frustrated at how it looked. Then I learned about the view settings. I'm very happy to share them with you today. Microsoft Outlook 2010 uses the new ribbon toolbar. Most of the time you will use the Home tab, but this time click on the View tab. Look in the upper left-hand corner of the current view group. The middle button is your view settings. Now that you've clicked on the view settings, the dialog box on the left opens. There are a lot of choices, but the one we want now is Other Settings. That's the one that sets the fonts. When you click on that, you could choose the column font. That's the one that sets the headings of your email list: from, subject, received, and size. You can change those if you would like. But today I want to talk about the row settings. The row is actually the emails listed by their subjects, so it's the subject line we'll be changing. Who thought 8-point Segoe was a good idea? Could it be those really young Microsoft programmers? Arial, regular, 11. I prefer the Arial font, and I like the regular style rather than bold or narrow. For me, 11 is a good size. But you have your choice of all the fonts offered by Word. Experiment with different styles and sizes. See what works for you. Now you see it. The top picture is before and the bottom is after. I could have made the font bigger, but 11 point is good enough for me. You can make it whatever suits you. Good news, bad news. First, the bad news. If you like these new settings, you will have to repeat these steps for every folder. Folders that you create, the sent folder. But don't let this stress you out. The steps I've given you are not that hard, and soon you'll be done. Now, the good news. Once you set the font on your own computer, it stays, and you never have to set it again. So be thinking about which font you want and how happy you'll be to be able to see your emails. Next, we will learn how to customize the navigation pane. That is the left pane in Outlook that shows the folders. This time I'm showing you the before and the after first, so you can see why we want to make this change. Doesn't the bottom folder list look better? Select the View tab, of course. Choose the drop-down for the navigation pane. Click on Options, the bottom choice. Everything old is new again. Select the Font button. An old familiar friend shows up. It's the dialog box you used before to select the font, the style, and the size for your email lists. Its new job is to help you set the folder names. Now let's talk about the reading pane. You can have that open to the right of your messages if you want a quick preview. I wish that there was a better method to change the size, but this time we only have the zoom slider. It's located in the lower right-hand corner. Clicking the plus increases the view by 10%, and clicking the minus decreases it 10%. Or you can customize by just grabbing the center slider. Unfortunately, none of your choices stick. You'll just have to do it again the next time you open up your reading pane. We already talked about the reading pane. That's one way to view your messages, but another way is to simply double click on the message and just open it. Now, unfortunately, you're still going to have to use the zoom, but Microsoft just gave you another way to do it. So, on the ribbon on the far right, you see the magnifying glass. You can click on it to zoom. It'll open up this dialog box and you can customize and you can set it for the exact percent you want. But unfortunately, this setting doesn't stay either. I think some of the other settings on the folders are so much better than the messages. But we'll just have to make do because that's all Microsoft has given us this time. Now we're going to set the calendar font. This should look familiar. You're back to the View tab and the View settings, just like when you set the folders. This time you can set the day, the week, or the month. Does that 8 points away look familiar? I'm sure you want it a little bit bigger. This is the calendar before and after. Of course, the bottom picture shows my Arial, regular, and 11 point. You can't see the full name for each appointment, but you can always double click to open up all the details. Now we're going to talk about new messages. You're going to love this. To change the font size and style on the messages you create, you can set up personal stationery. You can even change the color or the font. Click on the File tab, choose Options, click on Mail, then choose the Stationery and Fonts button. Here's the dialog box for setting up your personal stationery. You can customize your new emails or your replies. You can set the font, the style, or the size. You can even choose a built-in Microsoft theme with custom bullets and colorful background images. Now let's look at the print settings. You'll go to the File tab and click Print to get to the print options. First, select Memo Style. Then click on Print Options. After you click on Print Options, you get this dialog box. This time, choose the Define Styles button. You will select the memo style. Choose the Copy command. You are making your own version of the default memo style. Create the style you want and save it by naming it. I call mine My New Memo Style. When you click on the font button for the title and the fields, your old familiar dialog box pops up. Each time you print, be sure to select your new style. When you follow my instructions, you will now have custom fonts and styles for your email subject lines, your folder lists, your messages, your calendar, and for printing, just the way you like it.